Hey everybody, I'm here with my trusty Alpha Omega Photon. I just want to go over some of the practical considerations of why this pedal is a great fit for me in a live setting and if it might be for you as well. I'm not going to play it a ton besides that initial intro just because everyone knows what Darkglass sounds like by now, and there's plenty of great playthroughs on YouTube, namely Amos Heller and Nathan Navarro, so definitely check those guys out. The main reason I like it is the convenience of packing everything into one spot. By everything I mean 2 Darkglass distortion pedals, compressor, cab sim, and a headphone amp all in one. Previously I was using the aforementioned setup, all Darkglass pedals, and it gets pretty tedious having to weave through that many foot switches on a pedal board. The main challenge I had with that was that when I wanted to turn distortion on, I'd do it but then also want to change EQ or maybe change the cab sim or change the compressor settings. Getting those same tonal qualities of Darkglass all in one spot and being able to use presets has been a game changer. The other good thing about having a digital pedal with presets is that I can bump around these knobs all I want in the gig bag or carrying case, but when I turn it on and hit the preset I want, everything's going to go back the way I want it to. The sliders are great for that because it's one less knob to have to worry about, and I've never had a problem with them. And the knobs remember your position. I would argue that the Alpha Omega Photon and the Darkglass Atom are kind of the middle ground between owning a few Darkglass pedals and having a full-on neural DSP quad cortex. If you need a few more capabilities than a few Darkglass pedals can offer, or you want to consolidate them all, but you don't need all the bells and whistles of a quad cortex, this is very clearly the way to go. Lastly, for a live setting, this is great because it has 3 balanced outputs. XLR on the side, and then 2 TRS outputs on the top. So I can feed front of house, an in-ear mix, and my amplifier if I'm using it. It's not all rainbows though. There are a few little quirks that I'm not thrilled about. There are some kind of petty ones, like the XLR output is rotated 90 degrees relative to my other Darkglass pedals. So I've had to get straight-ended XLR cables as opposed to the angled ones that I used to use. Not a huge deal, but it is what it is. Also, for any functionality that requires you to tap 2 of the foot switches at once, so the tuner and bypassing, that's hard to do if you're barefoot or you have really narrow feet. I really wish there were a master output knob, not just level knobs for each preset, because if you need to turn down your volume and you're on one preset, you switch to the next preset and that one's still at its previous volume. So it would be nice just to be able to make a master switch across all 3 of those and not have to worry about volume fluctuations depending on your preset. And lastly, another complaint I've heard about Darkglass pedals, but not really experienced myself, is that the quality of the distortion decreases as the pedal gets fancier and more expensive. Meaning that the B3K, Alpha Omicron, those mini pedals have the best tone. I've never owned one of those before. I've tried them in stores and they sound good to me as well. Those are appealing though, just because of how simple they are. There aren't a ton of knobs on them, so you just plug into it, start playing, and it sounds pretty good right off the bat. With something like this, on the other hand, where you've got all these different cab sim options, different distortion profiles, different boost and grunt and attack settings and whatever, compression, it's very easy to get lost in the options and always be in pursuit of some better tone. I don't know if that's related, but whatever. But what I will say is in a live setting, I would guarantee you probably couldn't tell the difference between a little one and one of these. Which brings me to the final point of, hey, if you need a live bass rig that gets 2 or 3 different distortion sounds, compressor, tuner, EQ, cab sim, multiple balanced outputs, then there's really no better option on the market today, I'd argue, for this price. If you want something more for recording, then maybe just go with the little individual pedals as needed, or just go straight into your DAW. This has been my experience with the pedal, so hope this is useful for you all. Thanks.